Feedback Learnex. English forever.
Have you ever wondered what you need to get a job in another country? What you need to study in a university in another country? Well, stay tuned as we take a look at everything you need to know about international exams on this week's edition of Feedback Learnex. The Test of English as a Foreign Language, better known as Toefl, is an exam that allows us to certify our level of English before an academic institution during the admissions process. That is, it serves to study in an English-speaking university. IELTS also allows us to access university studies taught in English. So what is the difference between the two? While the IELTS is a British English exam, the TOEFL is an American English exam, which means that the listenings will be performed by staff with an American accent. In addition, another of the differences is that the TOEFL does not have two versions like the IELTS, an academic and a general, but it is purely academic. In fact, the exam tries to place the examinee in real situations that are lived in American universities daily. Master's classes, conversations between professors and students, scientific articles, etc. Therefore, the objective of TOEFL is very specific, since it is indicated for students who are going to study undergraduate or postgraduate studies in an English-speaking university, as well as for applicants for scholarships for studies or internships abroad. Something important to note is that both the IELTS and the TOEFL are generally accepted by both American and English universities, so the decision to take one or the other exam will be determined by the level of comprehension of each of the accents, American or English, and the slight grammatical differences between them. The exam formats. TOEFL is presented in three possible formats. Number 1, the PBT, paper-based test. This is done in a paper format. This format has no oral part and is only done in those centers where the IBT has not yet been implemented. Number 2, the CBT, computer-based test. This is done entirely by a computer. Number 3, the IBT, internet-based test. The structure is the same as that of the former CBT, except that during the conduction of the exam, the data is sent online instantly to the central, from where they are distributed to the proofreaders. In fact, it can be said that the exam is done completely online. Exam structure. The TOEFL IBT is divided into 4 sections: listening, reading, speaking, and writing, and lasts approximately 3 hours and a half, with a pause of only 10 minutes between the first 2 parts and the last 2. The PBT has an approximate duration of 4 hours and a half, because despite not having speaking, the listening and reading sections are much longer than in the IBT. The TOEFL is not about being an expert in English grammar, but about being a good university student. That is, someone who takes notes quickly and efficiently, and who is able to organize their ideas coherently and expose them clearly and concise in English. It should be remembered that as in the IELTS, the TOEFL does not have a pass or fail, but we are assigned a note so that if it is below the minimum requirement of the institution to which we wish to access, we will have to return to take the exam again, while if it is above, we will have a passed score. Well, feedback followers, this concludes this first part about international examinations. Stay tuned for part 2 next time, where we'll take a more in-depth look at what exactly international exams can do for you.
Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Estamos en sintonía. Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Feedback Learnex.